First things first, your angry side. Now, I'm only talking about this if you're somebody who has a normal level of aggression, right? Not the freaking not Chucky's out there. We're talking about people who have a normal temperament. If you have an angry side, then your angry side is really a turn off. Your angry side is problematic. But if you're a normal person, your angry side is your defensive side. Your angry side only comes out when there's moments of clear injustice. And what people don't understand is that people find that attractive. Why? Because usually when you meet people that you like, you usually show them one face. You usually have a very limited range of emotions when you like someone. But when you don't like someone, or when you don't want something from someone, your range of emotions is more varied. It's more diverse, right? It becomes limited when you like someone because you only want to show them certain parts of your personality. What you don't understand is that people get used to seeing your face in a certain state of mood so much that they want variety. And it's also with your tone of voice. And also people require to see your angry side for them to have a sense of respect. They need to sense the tip of the spear. They need to see how sharp that knife is, relatively speaking. People put the knife down, right? So you want to be able to show that. And how do you do that? Well, first of all, you don't show your anger. You don't show your harshness for any little thing. Like freaking they drop a bottle and all of a sudden you're showing your dark side. No. We're talking about these are things that you want to do on rare occasions. You want to show your harshness in rare occasions, and also you want to show your kindness, your ultra kindness on the rare occasion. Meaning ultra kindness is like isn't saying baby I love you. Ultra kindness means giving them a surprise gift all of a sudden. Ultra kindness means doing something that's above and beyond that you usually do. You have people who do above and beyond things all the freaking time to the point where you become desensitized to it. Similar to having a lot of sugar, you develop a tolerance to it, right? So remember, this is what shows them that you have depth to your character. Whenever you don't see darkness in people, whenever you don't sense the darkness, whenever you don't sense their angry, their aggressive side, first of all, you know that's bullshit. And second of all, you sense that there's no depth to your character. Your dark side is what is the contours to your personality. It is what gives you volume. But if you don't show that, and that means in your face, tone of voice, and action, a little vindictiveness, a little unforgivingness, that will actually draw people to you. And somebody who thought you were weak, as soon as they see that, if you look at their minds, if you look at the way they process things, a part of them will feel more attracted to you because that's a new face, a new tone of voice, and it feels like that's another side to your personality, which makes them say, okay, what else is there? So that's the first. The second one is the ability to notice detail. People do not fall in love people fall in love in detail, meaning there's nothing more charming than somebody who's paying deep attention to us, somebody who we want, right? But there's nothing more anti-seductive. There's nothing more anticlimactic than someone who doesn't pay attention to detail. Somebody who doesn't know your birthday. Somebody who doesn't notice you actually are in a lower mood. Somebody who doesn't notice when you're happy and when you're sad. Somebody who doesn't notice when your mood is different. Somebody who doesn't notice when you want attention. Somebody who doesn't know your likes and dislikes. Somebody who doesn't know what is your favorite this, what is your favorite that. Nothing is more attractive than somebody who we like, not the creepazoids, than somebody who we like, who pays attention to the details of who we are. That draws people to you, right? Because it says romanticism. It makes the person feel cared for. It's one of those things that regresses people back to the childlike state. Why? Because nobody paid more attention to us, or should have, than our parents. Anytime somebody pays deep attention to us and notices the little thing, you get the same hit of validation that you had when you were a child. And that is deeply flattering. Deeply flattering. So you want to be able to show people that you notice the detail, that you notice their favorite restaurant, that you notice who they hate the most, who they like the most, that you know what makes them envious, that you know their trigger points, that you know what offends them, what makes them laugh. All of those things will make you unique in their eyes. Why? Because people rarely know us for who we are. They rarely do. And above all, they rarely accept us for who we are. Now, we're not talking about accepting freaking Michael Myers and accepting his flaws. No, we're talking about accepting somebody who has flaws that don't really like hurt you directly. You get what I'm saying? Like we talking like we're not like, if my man is a renowned serial killer, like, okay, that's a little different, right? But if he smokes cigarettes and he wants to stop smoking cigarettes, right? If he likes to spend his money on, I don't fucking know, on Yu-Gi-Oh cards and likes to smoke weed, you know, there's some things you could accept. You know, there are some flaws. Maybe maybe she's impatient. Maybe she's a little jealous. There's some things that you could accept, right? But the point is, pay attention to the details of people, and people will find that extremely flattering. Why? Because nothing hurts our feelings. Nothing is more anti-seductive than somebody who forgets the details of us, forgets our birthday, forgets what we like, forgets our dislikes, right? Forgets the plan that we had. Or when they do a surprise for you, they don't pay attention to the little details. I don't give a fuck if you did a surprise. Make sure that the surprise maybe has my favorite dish. Make sure that the surprise maybe has my favorite this, that. The little details is what draws people to you, right? And that's one thing that they just cannot resist in you when you do that. But that's only for people who deserve it. That's only for people who have proven themselves to you. So that's why I said in the beginning, you don't do this. In the beginning, you kind of do, try to impress them. But this is symbiotic. This has to be a back and forth. If you could do the first step of showing them that you pay attention to detail, and then let them wait, and then wait for them to do the next thing. Don't give them a gift, and then another gift, and then another gift. What the hell is this? Make a wish? Come on, man. Next one. The presence of the opposite sex within you and outside of you. Nothing is more seductive than the opposite sex in the person. Meaning, when me as a man, Trump supporter, when me as a man embrace my feminine, it complements my masculine, right? Just like sweetness complements salty, just like crunchiness complements soft, just like black complements white, blue complements red, right? The opposites complement each other. Without the opposites, there's not going to have that symbiotic friction that creates a bigger entity than the separate things separately. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like the masculine and the feminine create something bigger than the individual masculine and feminine. But also, the opposite sex, not just in you, but on the outside, enhances your attractiveness. Meaning, working for someone who's the opposite sex, admiring somebody of the opposite sex, right? Having a friend of the opposite sex, right? Even if they're gay, right? Oh, just the presence of somebody who's the opposite sex next to you makes you look more attractive. Just because of the threat. They're the opposite sex. There's a chance that maybe this person could go after you. Even if it isn't, the slight threat, the slight truth behind that, right? Because there's truth, creates an intensification of your attractiveness. Remember, the opposite always enhances the other, right? The man always enhances the woman, and vice versa. Another woman will make me look more attractive, and my presence makes the other woman more attractive. My inner woman makes my masculine more attractive, and the inner man in a woman makes her feminine more attractive. Nothing's better than a woman who has some masculine qualities, right? Like it's or habits. It's really attractive. No one likes completeness in one area. They like diversity, right? All right. So the next one is your independence. Your independence tells people that I like you, but if you leave, I can live without you.
By the way, if you guys enjoy my videos, but you guys want more new edited videos, because these channels we post older videos, check out my new channel, Mindful Attraction For Real. We have highly edited videos, longer form, and we're only planning to post once a week, right? We're also going to be having a studio there too. So if you guys enjoy high quality Alex, we're going deeper into the topic. And to help with the algorithm, check out the channel by clicking on the description down below, or in the comment section, it's pinned. See you guys inside.
Nothing pisses off people more knowing that nothing pisses people off more knowing that without them you're still gonna be happy. I'm like, bitch, why you happy? Like, what's your therapist? Right? It hurts the ego. Why? Because, for example, one of the things about human nature is that when people secretly want people to be unhappy in their absence, Like honestly, imagine you're a dead person and you go back to your funeral and Granny is fucking doing the worm, freaking Grandpa doing the spinneroonie, and people doing the fucking train. It's like, nah, I'll be a pissed off ghost. I'm fucking hunting all of you motherfuckers for eternity, right? So it's kind of like people want to feel that when you're not there, it hurts. So whenever you give them a slight sensation that possibly without you, you're still going to be happy, ladies and gentlemen, that offends people. And that offense makes them want your validation. It makes them want you to be more attached to them, to the point that if one day they leave, you're gonna be crying, going to my channel, purchasing my courses, right? So remember that. It's your independence offends them. Right? It offends them, right? It's like, why are you happy without me? But at the same time, it makes them want your validation more. But also, not just your independence, right? It's also you telling them to be independent. It's also you pushing them to be more by themselves. You pushing them to go out and hang out with their friends without you. You pushing them to develop self-autonomy. And that is healthy, but also it shows them that you have a certain sense of independence that does offend them. But it also makes you more attractive, right? It shows them that, you know what, this person, I like them, I want to be with them, but also I know that they're not too suffocating. That is attractive. It's a plus, even though it hurts, even though they do want you to be depending on them. It's a mixed feeling. It's sadness, but also the fact that there's also positive feelings behind that. And anything that has mixed feelings creates perfect friction, right? Having your goals and your own vision of your life that doesn't include them tends to make you more attractive because it pushes them away. Right? So the next point, so we have angry side, ability to notice detail, your presence, right? And then your independence, right? And then your absence, right? What kind of goes with it, but it doesn't, right? Your absence, when you're not there, the mind fills in the gaps. Just like how some people develop tinnitus because there's hearing loss. The hearing loss doesn't create sound, but the fact that the brain is used to a certain level of sound, when it's not there, it recreates it. Right? The same thing happens with your imagination. When you're used to someone, when they're not there, your brain is used to them. So it creates in your mind intense, vivid images with moving images, with sensations, and with emotions that go along with it. With those emotions tend to make you want that thing to happen in reality, which meaning it creates longing and it creates pain. Just like if you actually go to a deprivation tank, what tends to happen, like where you isolate your senses, where you feel nothing physically, you hear nothing, you see nothing, right? And you taste nothing. What tends to happen is that the brain begins to create hallucinations, visual hallucinations, auditory hallucinations, even sensory hallucinations when you're in an isolated environment. And that is an exaggeration of what happens when somebody's not there, where your brain will expect to see them. They made you happy, so your brain uses dopamine to create expectations, excitement to see them. Where they're not there, there is a release of cortisol, which causes you to feel bad, causes you to remember the person that you lost, and creates more longing, like a drug addict wanting his drug when it's not there. It comes with intense images. That makes you more attractive. That makes you more desirable in a person's mind, right? Absence, like Robert Greene says, increases honor and it increases respect. If you don't have the respect from someone, you just need to be a little bit more absent. The sixth one is The sixth one is your unique style, right? Your unique style, your unique style will make you stand out in the person's mind, right? That is an undeniable thing. Your unique style. It's one thing to look normal, like a normal person. There's nothing wrong with that. But we don't understand there is a mystical power in having a unique style that looks like it came from a person's imagination, right? And I'm not saying to walk around like a Cleopatra, but I mean to include an element of the mystical, an element of the spiritual, an element of fantasy, right? So that means you got to take risks. What you have to do is look in yourself. What type of style do you like? What do you like to? What are some things that people might not like that you like? What are some styles from guys or from women that you want to adopt? What's something, a cartoon character that you enjoy that you want to adopt to your personality? What celebrity has a certain style or certain this or that that you like? For example, me, I like it when you see people who have like rings around their hair, right? I noticed that a year ago. I kind of like that. I want to have that. So one day I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna put that, and that is gonna add to my style. That expresses my personality. But people love that. People love people who have a unique style, unique haircut. But it has to go with your personality. People can sense when it's fake because every things that just don't add up. It's like a meal. It's like fucking having ramen, pizza, and a fucking asparagus. It's like this makes no sense, right? Like there's no harmony behind it, right? It's not harmonious. To have a style that's harmonious, you just have to look inside of yourself because you are already harmonious. Find out what you like and don't like, and then don't be afraid to show it, right? You want to poeticize that presence. Have a mix of the spiritual to you. Maybe something, if you're a spiritual person, play with the spiritual. Find out who you are. Are you more of a hippie? Embrace that. Are you more of an intellectual? Embrace intellectual. You know, if you more of an artist, start dressing in a prototypical artist way, and then find out what other styles you like. All of that will make you stand out in their minds because when they think of you, they're not just gonna think of freaking Bob the freaking caseworker. When they see you in their minds, they're gonna see an image that's larger than life. And for example, if a guy likes if I like anime and there's a girl that has like an anime that looks like Sailor Moon, let me tell you something, man. Your look is gonna make you stand out in my mind so intensely because you just look so unique to me, right? Maybe a guy likes cowboy girls and there's a girl who wears cowboy shit, right? Who has a cowboy style, right? That girl, just because of the way she looks, just because it's almost like a costume, right? People don't understand that people who have a unique style, people treat them differently. It's like a uniform. People like uniforms. When you dress like everyone else, you're not gonna have that uniform effect. But when you have a unique style to you, people will literally treat you differently and assume that you are different. Like, for example, me, I have this because I would never wear it. I mean, I would wear it, but one time I saw somebody wear this, right? And it was actually shorter, and I was actually planning on growing it, right? And I was like, I kind of like that. Never put too much thought, but because I liked it, I said to myself, I have to have that, right? And that's the thing. There are things that people wear that you like, but you just are afraid to do it. Whatever you like in people, try to adopt it. For example, the guy had a short one. This one is longer. Why? You want to know why it's longer? Because when I was walking around, there was a guy who was doing these things, but he only had the long ones. So I was like, you know what? It may not be what I want, but I think I like it. And I did it, and I liked it. You know, sometimes you just have to take risk. And when people fall in love with you, they're going to find your unique style is going to be like a plus. It's not going to, like, you're not going to fall in love with someone just because they play the piano. But if they play the piano really well, you know, if they play the piano, it's a plus. It's not going to, you're not going to say marry me, but just the fact that you play the piano, that's a plus, right? Your unique style is always a plus because when they think of you, they're not going to think of a normal person. They're going to see an image that's larger than life because your style, it's larger than life. It's unique to you. Remember, there's normal way of dressing and then there's unique styles that expresses your personality. You got to find that. Like, you got to, and sometimes it takes a while because me, when I was younger, I didn't have my personal style. I had the Dominican style, right? Freaking tight clothes and shit, right? Polos, right? But then as I grew up, I became more confident. I became more comfortable. You start to play around with things, and your style does matter. Like, so you got to find out who are you trying to be in the world, and express and say who you are through the way you dress. I was a spiritual person. I was open-minded. I was into art, but my style never showed that. Everything about me has to tell you who I am. I have to tell you that I'm an artist, free spirit, that I like to have fun, that I'm chilled out. So I make sure that I have things that says, oh, I think he meditates. Look at that. Oh, he does that. Oh, he does by the way that I dress. Tell people who you are by the way that you dress. If you're a spiritual person, dress spiritual so that they know, so that then they can give you those positive associations. The next thing, right, and this one is actually kind of interesting, and that's your uniqueness in general, right? Your uniqueness. Now, the funny thing, right, is that your uniqueness. To return to the other point, by the way, having a personal style will make people remember you more. Like if you're somebody who's forgettable, having a unique style that expresses you will make you more memorable. But remember, your uniqueness is what's gonna make people fall in love with you. But also, your uniqueness is what people are gonna use. It is what people are gonna hate once they stop loving you.
All right, if you guys enjoyed that video, you guys are going to like my new course. It's called The Commitment Blueprint. It's a course that I created for women who are struggling with finding themselves in situationships, finding themselves with men who like them but don't want to commit, finding themselves with giving too much and not getting much in return. And the beauty about getting commitment is that it has nothing to do with, about your looks and more to do about your strategy. Like I've seen women apply these strategies and get married and have kids and have long lasting relationships. Why? Because the strategies that I'm going to teach on this course is based on pure psychology. I've been working on this for the past 2 years. For the past 2 years. And I've every time I make a promise on my courses, if you guys have gotten my courses, you guys know I over deliver, right? And the reason why I made this course is because a lot of ladies watch my videos, and unfortunately, you guys give too much. You guys love too hard, and that attracts the wrong energy. So it's really about learning how to manage this energy. You're gonna attract different types of guys by learning how to control that energy, right? And if you don't believe me, well, guess what? You can find all of these reviews of women who have taken my courses and have achieved the promises in my courses. And look, the beauty about it is that you can pre-order this course for $75 rather than $99. And when the course comes out and you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. I'll give you your money back if you don't like it, and you have 30 days to get your money back. But I'm telling you, I guarantee that if you do exactly what the score says, you will find commitment. And above all, you're gonna stop wasting your time with the wrong guys. Because at the end of the day, to find the right guy, it's all about filtering the wrong guys. Eventually, the right guys will filter through. If you just apply what the course says, it'll break the negative pattern of being attracted to guys that are not into commitment. I'm telling you, there's a reason why you attract guys who are not committed. It's because there's a pattern and you're not aware of it. And sometimes you need someone like Father Alex to show you these patterns and in order to break it. Like I've seen it many times before. Okay. So just pre-order right now on the description down below. I like to think this is going to be my best course I've ever done in my life. I have that feeling, especially with all the research that I've done, you're gonna get results, guaranteed, or your money back. Anyways, take care.